In this tutorial, we're going to go over the storage tab in the configuration screen. So go ahead and click configuration button here and then click the storage tab. And if you see here, you'll see a list of the hard drives that are on your system. In my case, I have a C drive, an E drive, and an F drive. And most of you, if you purchased a server from us, this screen is already going to be configured properly for you, so you won't need to make any changes to it. But if you purchase DVR cards and you installed them on your own system, it's really important to pay attention to this screen, because the way the DVR software works, when it records DVR footage, when the hard drive fills up, it goes back to the oldest footage and starts recording over the oldest footage in a loop. Well, if you have this set, and right now mine is set to E, which is a different hard drive from the one that Windows XP and the DVR software resides on. If you have this set to C, you're going to run into a problem once your hard drive fills up, because if the hard drive fills up, it's going to try and go back to the oldest footage and record over it, but it can't do that on a hard drive or partition that Windows XP resides on, because it's the operating system, and that's what the computer's running off of. So typically Windows XP will crash and it will start to behave erratically once the hard drive is full. So you want to make sure that you always have this set to record to a different hard drive or different partition from the one that Windows XP and the DVR software reside on. Typically, if you purchased a set of DVR cards, before you install the DVR software, you want to make sure that you either add a second hard drive to your computer system, or you partition your existing hard drive into two partitions. We usually create a 10 gigabyte partition and install Windows XP and the DVR software on that partition and use the rest for storage. In those situations, you'd end up with, in this window, you'd have a C drive and probably a D or an E that would represent the second partition. And in those situations, you want to make sure that C is not checked. For the most part, you never want to check drive C, because you do not want to record to the same drive that Windows XP and the DVR software reside on. So in this situation, for me, I have a drive E and also another drive F. Now, if I select both of these, what's going to happen, drive E is where the DVR footage is going to be recorded to primarily. Once this drive fills up, the DVR software will start to record to drive F. Once drive F fills up, it will go back to drive E, to the oldest footage, and start recording over that footage and continue this in a loop. So you can add, you're only limited by the number of hard drives you have installed in your system. Keep in mind that if you decide later on to add an additional hard drive, after you have installed the DVR software, it's not going to recognize the new hard drive. The DVR software only recognizes the drives that exist on the system when you actually install the DVR software. So if you add another hard drive and you're trying to add more storage space, you're going to have to uninstall the DVR software and reinstall it before it's going to recognize that additional hard drive. And if you look over here in this column, it just shows you where it's going to be recording the footage to and the directory structure. And that's about it. You make these settings, you change the settings here to your liking, you click apply, click OK, and it'll take you back to your main screen. And that concludes this tutorial.